Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Compact Claustrophobia, where things are not so compact and not so claustrophobic anymore. It looks like the sun is starting to come up here, but we're picking back up basically right after last episode. We're just pushing on into space, and we are ready at this point to launch our rocket. Now, I did get my fuel loader, and we should be good to go. We got our base, that's the most important thing, so let's go ahead and let's launch this monster. This is, of course, our Tier 2 rocket here. And we are going to head now back into space. And we are going to go to Mars to collect desh and get the rest of our stuff that we need. Now, you'll notice that your Mars landing is a little bit different. They drop you off on this little bouncy ball thing. And you will bounce around a little bit as you come in for a landing here. And over there, it's a little bit harder, I will say, to find meteoric iron to some degree on Mars. And the reason being, I'll show you why. Let me get all that. And the rest of that, I'm just not going to worry about it. If we head over, you'll notice these that kind of look like meteoric iron, but they are not meteoric iron. These are slimeling eggs. And if we break these open, out will come a little slimeling that we can then tame. We can name him, so we can call him, we'll just call him Grubling. And you could say that we can actually equip things to him. I've covered them a bit before. They'll grow in size and just different things. And they can kill things, and they can carry things and stuff. And it looks like we'll be bouncing around during the night. Now, in my experiences, when it comes to meteoric iron, it seems to be a little bit more common on Mars to come across it than it is on the moon. But that might just be due to the fact that I tend to spend a little bit longer, it seems like, on average, on Mars than I do the moon. The moon's just kind of like pop in, get the meteoric iron that I need, do a dungeon or 15 if I get unlucky, and then move on. But Mars, I guess because I mine here and stuff, I tend to have a little bit more luck with meteoric iron in the past. So we'll see how things go. But first and foremost, of course, we are going to be looking for a rocket schematic. I think that's what we're going to do first. And then from the dungeon, we'll continue down and go mining for desh at that point, I believe. And the reason I jump constantly is just so that I can see a little bit further. Because you do get a decent height when you jump on the planets. And that way I can maybe see where dungeons or different things are that I'm looking for. I'm going to go over and climb this big mountain so we can see a little bit further. And bear in mind, there's not going to be any villages on Mars. You have the slimelings instead, kind of. So no villagers on Mars, and the boss is different as well. If I recall, I think it's the slime boss on Mars, I want to say. The skeleton might notice me, but if he does and he starts shooting us from behind, it actually helps to climb these mountains a little bit faster. So, but sometimes we can get a good vantage point and sometimes find a dungeon pretty easily by scaling these larger mountains, but unfortunately I'm not really seeing anything. So we're just going to head off. I remember when I was younger, I used to be kind of interested in space, but as I got older, I was kind of like, whatever. Now, if the day ever comes where they have, like, Gundams, then I would totally, totally be interested in space, but... Oh, there's, well, yeah, there we go. There's a meteor. And just bear in mind, if you touch this thing after it's just fallen, you will burn significantly. Alright. But I do suggest, anytime you spot that, just mine it. At least until you get to the Tier 3 rocket, and then it's kind of like, whatever. Because at that point, you really don't need that much of it moving forward, unless you're like building a base in space or something like that. And at that point, you can go to the asteroid belt and just get pretty much all you want. I I can't remember what series, but there was one series where we actually did a lot of mining in the asteroid belt because, you know, it's like really, really rich diamonds and stuff. And so we did a lot of mining in the asteroid belts, but that would be a good place if you wanted diamond blocks because there's meteors that are just cram-packed full of diamonds. I like this fog that's kind of rolled in. It's like really dusty fog. Mars is nice because you get these big canyons. I like the landscapes for the planets and stuff, and they are fun to build on, like build space bases. But as far as the planets themselves, as far as content, there's not that much. Oh, and actually, I seem to remember in a past series, I don't know if this is still the case, but I seem to remember somebody saying that the dungeons, like if you, like, let's say we launched our rocket right next to a moon dungeon, we would land right next to a Mars dungeon. But I don't know if that's still the case. I didn't even think about that till just now. But that might have been an easier way to do that. If it did still work. Some packs, there's actually a dungeon locator, but this pack doesn't make it craftable, unfortunately. But if you ever have access to something like a scanner or something like that, it's a little bit easier. Because, hey, there's another meteor. Because there are some things that are kind of true across dungeons. Of course, if you're looking for multiples, you can always scan the dungeon bricks. But you can also scan like glowstone. And that's something that will spawn, you know, in the final room. And that's something that's easy to scan for is glowstone. Because the way the entrances are shaped and they're small, they're easy to miss. I mean, I could have ran by 7 or 8 of them by now and not known it. So they are very, very easy to miss. Okay, after a bit of running, I did find us a Mars dungeon. So we're going to head on down. Ooh, I kind of like this too. Now, let's head on down. We'll check that out in a bit. And actually, let me get my revolver at the ready. This is loaded good. There we go. That's desh right there. So we should definitely, I don't know if I can't mine it with that. We need pickaxe level obsidian. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take that. Just since we're passing by, we might as well. That's going to get us unrefined desh, which is then just smelted into desh ingots, compressor, 1-to-1 on the plates, and then 1-to-1 for the tier 3 plates. Now, we are going to want pickaxe and all that as well. And for the quest for Mars Stone, it has to be the smelted version. Right. So we're going to have to smelt it into Mars Stone. Okay. That's fine. We're just going to grab a little bit of this just so that we can do the quest at some point. So there's that. Okay. Let's head back over. And I'm thinking I might go ahead and fill up my oxygen before we head into the dungeon. Just to be on the safe side. To not make bad decisions. Alright, yeah, let's pop in and let me get our tanks refilled. And also, while I'm at it, I may as well go ahead and finish the Mars Stone quest. And also refine the desh that we do have. Okay, so there's Mars Stone, there's our Mars Stone quest completed. Awesome, and then we need the Venus Soft Rock. Now let's go ahead and get ourselves a, let's see, what does it take to make a desh pickaxe? It takes desh sticks. There's a desh pickaxe, and I think that's for a quest, right? Requires precious gems, community pressure. I'm not really sure what the community pressure quest is. By the way, it seems like this isn't resetting, by the way. It's just like, well, I mean, the quest resets, but we still have the stage unlocked. It's just, I guess in case it messes up and we lose the stage or something, I guess. Okay, so there's that tank. I don't know what the community pressure is, because I can't really find that quest at the moment. But let's go ahead, let's grab this. Let's top off our torches. And let's head down into the dungeon. Okay, I'm going to turn this on just to help me out a little bit. There we go. Oh, and let me get my shield real quick. There we go. Just make sure and get these spawners as we go. We got plenty of torches now. I was just being skimpy on glowstone a little bit the last time. Of course, we probably could have gone to the... Oh, our grubling is killed. Honestly, space zombies are pretty legit. Can be. Because they get you bouncing. They actually become kind of tough. Now, sometimes these dungeon bosses will bug a little bit, and you won't actually get a key. That has happened to me a couple times. So just a forewarning on that. That can happen. Oh, no, this is... Oh, I know what boss this is. Fragmented carbon, partially filled oil. This is the creeper boss. Usually not too bad, but can be a nightmare. So what we want to do, ideally... I know, I keep despawning him, but... You want to look for an area that doesn't have a lot of eggs around it. So that corner, or... Yeah, probably that corner. Or this wall here. And we just want to knock the TNT back at him. And so you can pretty much just stand here and swing your sword. Like so. And basically win this boss battle. Like so. There we go. Now if his TNT does hit the eggs, they will explode and make like baby creepers. But as you saw right there, just find you a spot that doesn't have a lot of eggs and just stand there, and it's pretty simple, right? So let's go ahead, let's head on in, and we get glowstone. And we got the tier 3 rocket schematic, as well as some desh armor. This would actually probably be an upgrade, I'm assuming. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Can I don't need half this stuff, though. Like auto spawners, probably don't need that. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our armor with the desh armor. It's a small upgrade, but it's still an upgrade. And then we're going to go ahead and just grab all of our glowstone, because this is actually easier than going to the nether or making it ourselves. So, and I'm just going to leave behind our old armor also. So we got a bunch more glowstone. Yay. And we have finished this dungeon. And I guess we could mine all that, but I don't care that much. We've got plenty of glowstone to carry us through the remainder of the pack. So we're going to pop out to here. And I'm going to go dump off our inventory, and we're going to add our new schematic in as well. So once again, go over to here, toss in your schematic, hit unlock schematic. There we go. Now, to get our tier 3 rocket at this point, we just need, as you might expect, tier 3 heavy-duty plates. We need boosters. We need heavy rocket fins. You can either make those with compressed titanium or tier 2 heavy-duty plates. We'll be doing heavy-duty plates because titanium only comes, I believe, from the asteroid belt, from mining ilmenite ore. So we're not going to be able to do that, do this method just yet. The heavy rocket engine is more heavy-duty plates, and then the heavy nose cone is more heavy-duty plates. So at this point, we need just a bunch of dash, and we need a bunch of meteoric iron. So I've gotten a little bit of meteoric iron. It's going to help, but we still need a bunch more. Fragmented carbon, it's just basically we can smelt things with that. I like how my partially filled oil canisters turn into filled oil canisters. And I'll probably go ahead and mine up enough dash to make dash helmet and dash boots also, because might as well. It's a small upgrade, but once again, it is an upgrade. And it's not very difficult to do. As you're about to see, getting dash super easy to do. If you mine down, you will generally find this. I tend to always find it, but I'm not going to say that you will always find it. There's going to be a cavern type layer that spawns. So you will generally come across these. And down here, you can mine up. And honestly, we can upgrade from our heavy-duty pickaxe at this point to the desh pickaxe. Should be a little bit faster for us. And we're just going to start collecting a bunch of dash. Tier 3 rocket, luckily, is the last one for base Galacticraft, so we don't necessarily need a ton of this stuff. But we will need a bit, for sure. It's a lot easier, though, than the meteoric iron. And I'm hoping I can find one of the really cool areas to show you guys. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah. And I think we can make a desh sword also. Yeah. Which is 6.5 attack damage, so it's actually less than platinum. So we're not going to go with that. And one of my favorite blocks, block of dash. Beautiful building block. Especially if you have some kind of auto miners or something. Yeah, there's one of the areas that I'm looking for. I'm going to take you guys over there here in just a brief moment. If we take a look here, the compressed dash, 33 dash minimum for the rocket, and then of course we will need some for the helmet and for the boots. I didn't look to see. What's the drop chance on like diamond? Oh, you don't get diamond from dash pickaxe. It's 11% chance for that. Okay. But this, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. And these caves tend to have a good amount of dash that's easily accessible, and they're all lit up all nicely like this. You can see these cavernous vines, they do emit light. Now, if you get near them, you will get poisoned and start getting drawn upwards. So do watch out for that. And this is like, what's it called? Bacterial sludge, something like that. It's, yeah, bacterial sludge. So that's what that is. And this stuff, if you step in it, you will spawn these little sludgelings around you. That not super strong or anything like that, but they can be a nuisance. So don't go running through that too often. And yeah, pretty much the only other thing that spawns down here, I just wanted to point out. I think it's kind of a cool little area. You'll notice that spider is having him a bit of a time climbing that. But as you can tell, it doesn't take very long to get the dash you need, and then some. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. And once we get to the asteroid belt, which of course could be our next stop, I don't think there's anything you have to have. There might be something that you have to have from the asteroid belt to go to Venus. I'll have to double check, because Venus is one of the newer places. I've only been to the official Venus a couple times. And it has been a little bit since the last time I went. Now, Extra Planets used to have its own Venus. It doesn't anymore. They took it off since Galacticraft now has its own Venus. We are now good on dash, so we'll probably start heading back up at this point. And I'll probably just head up from here, I think, because this is close enough to the moon dungeon, because we need to see about if while we were down there, if we got many meteors to land in the vicinity of the dungeon. I'm going to go ahead and pop in because I'm out of glowstone torches at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and make some more of those also. And fun fact, the Spaxel hoe is actually faster at mining than the desh pick. Of course, there's certain things it's not going to be able to mine, but it is faster though. And this rocket is a little bit more of a grind than the tier 2 because we need a bit more meteoric iron for this one than the last one. But luckily we do have a little bit of a head start on our meteoric iron collection. So hopefully it's not going to take us too long to get what we need. Oh, I'm hoping we can get these pretty quick. But I think I'm going to work on that just between the episodes. Just kind of AFKing just like we did the last time. It's the same exact process. But just kind of getting our meteors to fall around us. This will be the last time that we have to do that. But it's a little bit of a grind, to be sure. But we do have some quests that I'd like to just kind of go through and clean up a little bit this episode, I think. And pretty good chance next episode will be our final episode. We'll kind of just clean up the last few odd and end quests. Normally, I don't really care about it, but I know some people like to see the quest completed. The challenges, I'm just going to, with the OBS being busted and with just the nature of waiting for some of those, I'm just kind of like, nah. Those I'm not that worried about. Challenges are more like once you finish the quests, if you're still wanting to keep doing something, then there they are. In some packs, some of the challenges are pretty interesting. Those are just kind of time sink type things. So I'll probably, yeah, there's a mountain. That's what I want to set up at. Because you kind of want something with a really good elevation where you can kind of look around. Mars is a little bit easier than the moon to do that. So we're going to be setting up on top of this mountain, and this is where we're going to be. I'm going to be farming for meteors and stuff between episodes. This will be a perfect spot for that. I didn't find the dungeon entrance. I'm not even going to try. Because it's so hard to like find things once you've left them on these planets, in my experience, unless you mark them. And there may be some meteors, but there may not have been. I found 2 around where we were mining Desh, where we came up at. And that's plenty enough for me, I think. So, let's go ahead, set this up, and we're going to pop in and just do a couple things in here for the remainder of the episode, I do believe. To craft the capability proxy, but we'll knock out. Also, I did get the boron dust that completed that quest. Let's go ahead. We'll start here and do the nitrogen gases. So for this, we're just going to need a nitrogen collector. Super easy. And there's that quest. And then, which this basically just collects nitrogen. Then we need a chemical reactor, and we also need a chemical reactor there as well. Alright, so there is our chemical reactor. Quest complete ammonia. And we should get another quest completed, diborane. And then we have a quest here to get a chemical reactor. The acid trip. Let's keep adding. Oh, it must be, precious gems must be over here. The solution, boric acid and ammonia is an interesting combination. Okay. Then the crystallizer. I don't even know what they're making us craft here. Making ammonia. Okay. The crystallizer. Let's go grab that. The crystallizer. There's that. And then there's a quest for the pressurizer. Okay. Which I don't even know that we've made a pressurizer. We may actually have to do some of this stuff. I don't know. Because we never had a need for this, I don't guess. That's how some of the quests are. It's like they came up, but it was like stuff that we didn't really use. Or didn't have a need for, necessarily. Yeah, that was our first one that we'd crafted. Alright, and now we got the community, the cubic boron nitride. The hexagonal boron nitride. Let me grab our nitrogen collector. And let me get our chemical reactor. And our boron dust. Okay, so if we throw this boron dust into the melter, that's going to make molten boron. Grab that out. That's our molten boron. Let me just pop over. Probably easiest to do it here because we have a lot of this stuff already set up. So the electrolyzed water. Yeah, see right now we have it voiding that. We want the hydrogen for this. Okay. Let me get, let me actually pull this off for a minute. And for the time being, let me just have it void the oxygen. We just want the hydrogen for right now. So the hydrogen is going to run out into a chemical reactor. That goes here. And then we're going to put the nitrogen collector in right there. And let me pop out. Let me get a couple more tanks also, because I know we're going to need them. So there's ammonia. So if we just grab that ammonia, there we go. And then they want us to do diborane, which is hydrogen and molten boron. How much does it take? Oh, it takes 3,000 hydrogen gas. Alright, so there's enough. There's a little bit of diborane. And I'm going to go ahead and let it run out the molten boron that we've got in here. But now that we've got that, diborane with water will produce boric acid and hydrogen gas byproduct. So now we're going to clip this off. We're going to clear this. We're going to take our diborane and we're going to put it in right there. And then we're going to take this and just set it up for a minute to produce our water. And it's going to start producing that boric acid and then hydrogen gas. Now the boric acid, we then combine that with the ammonia to create boron nitride solution. So then the boric acid and the ammonia together will start making boron nitride solution. And then that boron nitride solution we put into the crystallizer to make hexagonal boron nitride. So we'll just dump it into there and start producing some of that. So there's 4 pieces of that, and then we need to run it through the pressurizer. Okay. I'm not really sure what we're making, but we're making something. So we toss that in, get that running. Let me grab the speed upgrades over here. There's our cubic boron nitride. And then hard hitters. These fake diamonds have some nice properties. This is a fancy way to extract some experience. From morbs. Okay. Boron nitride swords. Or we could just make diamond swords at this point. Okay. And then the discount diamonds. This pick is made from boron hop alloy called desh, which has similar properties to diamond, but they are not quite enough to extract the hardest materials, unfortunately. On the bright side, it seems able to extract high purity graphite. Okay. So we can actually make, I didn't realize we could make desh. Unrefined desh, cubic boron, and HLP graphite. Oh, okay. I did not realize that. Okay, so in that case, let me pop out. Let me, since we need a fully, I mean, we don't need a desh pickaxe because we've already got one. Oh, there we go. It just updated. Okay. So we got the discount diamonds quest done. That would have been useful. I did not realize that we could have already done that. That is okay. All is well that ends well. What's the other quest here for? The augment instabilitation. And this is, if you get into morbs, you can do this. We actually have enough boron nitride, so I'm just going to do it that way. So that would be a good way to get some experience for some enchanting, to be honest. You know, we talked about that a bit back, but we didn't have the experience. This would have been a good way to do it, but I didn't realize, since that was all cut off, and this quest, it didn't really tell us much about what we were, it just says, like, we need some raw materials. And did you know that nitrogen makes up blah, blah, blah? And it didn't tell us what we were making this whole time. But okay. So, and then we need the pyrolytic conversions upgrade. And this would be like for making coal coke and things like that through this, which we don't really need. We have a system in place already for producing coal coke. I don't know why it does that. There we go. And there's the pyrolytic conversion upgrade. So we'll just toss that back into there. Don't actually need it. And then we have all this computer craft stuff. Also, is our nether wart grown? It is not yet grown. Okay. And this stuff I'm really not looking forward to because there's just a lot of it. We need a computer case tier 1. And to do this, we are going to need a microchip. We're going to need transistors. I always hate making the computer craft stuff because it's just an absolute ton of microcrafting, as you can see. But let's get some raw circuit boards. We'll get these smelted up and get our printed circuit boards. And then we'll get our computer case. So there's that. And then we need central processing unit, memory, graphics cards. We need 2 tier 1 memories. There's that. We need the graphics card. So there's that. Then we need the hard disk drive and the screen. There's that. And then we need the screen. There's that. And then we need the EEPROM, the keyboard. There's the EEPROM. There we go. There's our keyboard. And then we need inventory upgrade and disk drive. There's our disk drive. There we go. And quest complete. A simple developmental robot. Okay. Now we need... Alright. Electronics assembler, charger, and OpenOS. Okay, so there's our OpenOS, our open operating system. And there's our charger. Then we just need the electronics assembler. There we go. That's going to complete a quest. There we go. And then we just have the installation. Okay. And this is just telling you basically how to do computer craft. And it's going to run a command script. Okay. And so there we go. That's computer craft done. And is this grown? No. I don't think you can... wait, I can probably just do this, right? Will this grow netherwort faster? Yeah. Okay. And we can get our proxy. Which these things can be useful. They work a lot like the old Thermalcraft block. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my hand, but basically lets you have more sides to something. So you set this next to something and you can access it. Kind of like a controller slave with storage drawers, for example, is what that's for. But and I have to remember to keep it in my inventory long enough for the quest to pop. There we go. Okay, so that is actually all of the second tier, the Infinite Tiny Space quest done. We still have to get a puffer fish for the first one. We will. I might do that next episode, or between episodes, just do some fishing. And then I want to go ahead and wrap up these, because next episode we're going to take a look at, and we'll probably wrap up this real quick, because I prepped the stuff a while back. I just haven't done it yet. But we're going to take a look at this quest and these quests next episode. These are the ones that kind of interest me a little bit more, because they're more than just crafting out things. And we get to fight the Wither, which will be exciting. So this is just tossing an oak sapling into some resonant ender. So there's our bucket of resonant ender. So we're going to toss this down, and we're just going to toss our oak sapling. Boom. There's that. And then director logic. We are going to need to actually grow this real quick. So, okay, so for the mineral sapling, if we were to place it in... which I think it needs more dirt blocks around it. Right. No, okay. Then that works. We're just going to go ahead and cut this down. And basically what we need is some of the crystallized mineral chunks. Grab all this. Did we get any? Yeah, we got 8. Okay, perfect. Toss that in. And we need the director, the logic director. So, crystallized chorus. Fluid to... okay, melons with resonant ender can get us the chorus flower. Though, we don't have melon seeds. Alright, what's the chance on 15%? Well, luckily we have plenty of glowstone at this point if we need it. I'm going to try this one, see if we get lucky. And we did. Okay, that is fine. make ourselves up a little bit of endstone. It shouldn't take much, because we only need one melon seed to get started. There we go. We're just going to go ahead, set that down, and get this grown real quick. All right, there we go. There's enough melon. And then to get the chorus flower, it's resonant ender. So we'll just drop that down and toss in our melon. There we go. Okay, I thought I was recording, but I was not, unfortunately. It was basically just wrapping up that quest. We set up a phytogenic insulator with some phytogrow, ran it to get our chorus fruit, popped it, and then ran it through the mechanical squeezer here, and got that crafted up and that done. And then we did go ahead and set up this. So I already had this stuff prepped up. Of course, slime super cheap in this pack, and then just ran it through the 3x3. I started to set it up in the 5x5, and I was like, oh wait, it's 3x3. I thought I was recording, and I wasn't. I had stopped for a second to chop down mineral trees and to make the squeezer because it took a bunch of mineral, and then came back and realized I hadn't started it up after I finished recording. So we now have pretty much all the quests done, except we have to catch a puffer fish, which I might do some fishing between episodes, and maybe start looking at getting the puffer fish, so it's not a big deal. And then aside from that, we just have a couple quests left. This one is actually kind of interesting sounding, so we're going to do this come next episode. I mean, it's pretty quick, of course, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting to do because it's a different way to craft the advanced item filter, which I quite like that. So you can see like conditions and the effects here. Kind of an interesting little crafting method. So I do want to do that, and then we have to do the wither skeleton. I've got to prep up some enderium. I actually need 6 blocks of enderium. Luckily, ender pearls are so cheap in this pack that it's not really a big concern. I just have to pulverize some lead. Of course, my platinum, I already have that now in mass. That was what took so long before to make enderium, but now we have tons of the stuff. So that's not going to be a concern for us. So next episode, we'll get this going. Block of coal, we might have enough coal. I hope we have enough coal. We probably have enough coal, realistically, to just do this, because I know we have a bunch. And we'll do that, and then we also are going to be going to Venus and doing that. And then we'll also pop over to the asteroid belt just to show it off, because the quests, I don't send us there. We will check that out next episode, and we'll be wrapping up the series come next episode. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Sorry about forgetting to hit record earlier, but it does happen on occasion, and I can't really go back and undo my quest progress, so, but at least it's minor stuff this time. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.